Hello, everybody. It is Spencer Duby here on Amherstburg's 107.9 FM, and it is time for Music Monday. Here in the studio, there are three talented men right in front of me: Chris Pace, Luke Michaud, and Matt Williams. They make up Trio de Janeiro. Great name, great band. Fellas, welcome in. Great to see you guys.
Thanks for having us.
Yeah, absolutely. It is a pleasure to have you here in the studio. I saw you guys, trying to think if that was a month ago now. That was the very first time that I had even heard the name Trio de Janeiro. Genius, love it. And you guys blew me away with your performance at Shooters. It was phenomenal.
Well, thank you.
Yeah,
thanks, man.
This was great. It was just nice to, because I had seen Luke. Hadn't met you, Chris or Matt, but I never met Luke formally. I'd just seen him play. With Big Wiggle, but I'm like, okay, so this is one of the other many bands that Luke is in, and I'm like, I could see why. Like, Luke knows good talent. Like, you guys are great.
Well, we've been playing together for a really long time. I know Matt and I met in like 1992 in grade school, and we put this outfit together in 2003 originally. We were actually the founding members of a band called One Man's Opinion that had some commercial success on 89X and whatnot back in the day. And we had a Canadian record deal, dabbled in the States a little bit, opened for a lot of our favorite bands. Matty had taken a little hiatus from the band at the time so that he could go get his PhD, important things.
Yeah, absolutely.
But the chemistry's been there for a long time. As soon as he moved back from Europe, he pretty much just joined right back in to the ranks. So.
God, did you learn anything cool over in Europe, Matt, or what?
Oh, lots of stuff. Yeah.
Musically, like anything, like did anybody show you anything different bass technique at all? Or,
I didn't bring a lot of instruments with me, actually. So
really?
when I moved there, I had brought nothing, but I did join the community orchestra at the university that I was working at. They had an extra upright bass sort of sitting in the back room. They'd let me play it. So I did that. That's how I got by when I was there for the most part. After about a year, I figured out that I could bring my bass guitar on the plane. And so I started traveling back and forth with that, going to some open jams over there. So that was a nice opportunity.
That is really cool.
Yeah.
Chris, growing up, was drums your first love, or was it something else? And also, did you take any lessons, or are you self-taught?
I started in high school, grade 9. So it was 93.
93?
Yeah, and that's when it just started out. And progressed from there. I never took any music lessons. It was just like those 4 years of high school that I had a great music teacher and joined bands, was in a lot of, I was playing for the University of Windsor jazz ensemble for many years, which I learned a lot from that just by playing a lot of jazz and big band stuff. So, and I just progressed from there and met Luke, and then went off to do a lot of stuff with these two and a lot of other guys.
Yeah. No, that's absolutely great. Like, it's great that you guys have known each other for so long, and I love. Obviously, it's great if you took lessons and all that, but I love to hear the stories of people that are literally just self-taught. You started drums kind of later on. And
yeah, like 14 years old.
14 years old, little later on, and just self-taught.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, playing in the basement, headphones, and listen to AC/DC and Led Zeppelin, and just
I knew it was coming.
That's pretty much how I. And just reading too, a lot about musicians and bands, and listening to a lot of different stuff.
What about you, Luke and Matt? You guys like self-taught, or did you ever take lessons for anything? And do you guys play anything else? Was that another instrument, like first love?
So I started in grade 7 playing just bass, actually, of all things. And my buddy introduced me to guitar right after, and I got kind of obsessed with it. And I started playing drums in grade 9, and basically at this point in time, I run a recording studio and I play live, and so I probably like a combination of about 15 instruments between percussion and live instruments and whatnot. Like, that's kind of my specialty, is live instruments. So I've added, banjo. I actually have a couple like national credits on banjo, playing for some other acts for other studios. Mandolin, lap steel, piano was my latest pickup, but then also all the percussive instruments. And the thing I play the most in the studio is actually drums, because most of my clients come in and they play guitar or some kind of accompanying instrument. But guitar is my main focus for sure. It's like my number one. It's the one that I built the obsession on.
Yeah, absolutely. No, that's great. That's like me. I started out with bass and I tried guitar and I realized I can only do bass like 4 notes. Way too
more? No, I'm kidding.
Way too complicated. Way too complicated. What about you, Matt?
Yeah. So my background actually is in classical music. So I was playing piano and
You're
cello.
like a conductor, basically.
Not quite. I didn't go that far with it. But yeah, I grew up playing in a youth string orchestra. So I spent a lot of time doing that. It turns out when I got to high school, I realized nobody wanted a cellist in their band. So I picked up playing bass. And yeah, actually, fun fact, Luke's bass was the first bass I ever played. He brought it to school back in grade 7. And I remember looking at it and being like, this is kind of like a cello. I could do this. But it took me a few more years to actually get into it. But
What kind of bass was it?
Was it a Squier? I think it was
Fender
a Squier
Squier?
B bass. Yeah,
Nice.
Guitar Center Special. We had bought it for my brother, and my middle brother Denny is like the only one that never really picked up a lot of music. Although he had a knack for it, but he was a sports guy for the most part. And so my oldest brother and I jammed a lot. But yeah, the bass was my brother's, but it was like collecting dust. So it's like, hey Matt, take a look at this thing.
Nice. Well, now that we know a little about your guys' background and got to know you guys pretty good, I think it's time to take a little break here. Folks, don't go anywhere. Trio de Janeiro will be right back, and I'm going to play you a song that I requested when I saw them live, and they absolutely smashed it out of the park. Champagne Supernova from Oasis. Hey everybody, it's Spencer Duby here on Amherstburg's 107.9 FM, but enough about me. It is Music Monday, and if you're just joining us, Trio de Janeiro is in the studio. Chris Pace, Luke Michaud, and Matt Williams. Great band. Summarized all of this earlier, but I'll do it as quickly as I can. Immensely talented. And some of you out there may know Luke from Big Wiggle. He certainly knows how to find musicians that are friends, but happen to be very talented musicians. So that's what I love about this story right here. You guys basically, was it high school you had pretty much met each other, or was it even
Grade 1 for me and Matt.
grade 1 for you and Matt, and then Chris in high school? Or?
Yeah, I think I was in grade 11 when I met Chris. My brother Alain and his cousin Joe were in the same university program together in civil engineering. So Chris happened to be at a house party that we were throwing at the house, and he just kind of started rocking the kit. And I was like, whoa, hey, what do we have here?
So I got it a little wrong. So Matt and you, friends to, and then musicians, then Chris, musicians to friends, basically.
Yeah, yes and no. We kind of saw each other a lot. My brother used to run these ball hockey tournaments. Chris would always play net in them. And so we met each other a few times before we jumped into like the musical saddle together.
Yeah.
There's a little bit of an age gap too, so
ball hockey. I need to talk to you if you still play. I need to talk to you. I need to
Okay.
join a ball hockey league. I really do. Enough about that. I'm sure the folks don't want to hear me chat about that.
maybe they do.
Maybe they do. Yeah, you never know. With you guys, you've been doing this for so long, and you're both all of you guys are so busy. All of you have like 2 projects or more. That's incredible, because I just couldn't. If even over the age of 25, I'm 30 now. If I was in a band, like it's like I'm doing like only one band or whatever. You guys, I don't know how you do it. When you guys do get together, because you're in a couple bands together, what's it like now where you're at in your point in your lives with the whole like set list thing and how many shows you're gonna do per year with the 2 bands? What's that looking like now for you guys?
We don't really write set lists. We basically just go off the cuff live. It's been a long time, actually, since I don't think we've ever written one out, if I'm being completely honest with you. We've always just kind of followed the crowd. It's a practice on your own time kind of band. Technically speaking, this iteration of the band has never had a practice. Like, we've never actually rehearsed for the shows. It's like, here's the song, learn the song the way the song is played. If there's like a tuning thing or something like that, we might change a key by a semitone just to make it easier to keep the show flowing. But it's like, everybody learn your parts. Here, you learn this and you learn that, and then we'll try it at the show. That's pretty much how it's always been. And there's even been times where people have like asked for songs that maybe we didn't even have on the set list at all, that we were like, hey, I think we all know that. And like, oh, let me get a lyric sheet, and then we'll fake the song, and we'll be like, okay, yeah, I think we got that one. And we'll put that one in the list, So that's kind of how it goes.
Yeah, no, totally understandable. Like, I love that you feel what the crowd is giving you. Like, how many songs would you say that you guys know, like, together? You guys got like a list of like probably 300 that you can just kind of, oh yeah, I think we know that, or more or less.
Matt, you might have the answer to this because you just put it together. We've had a lot of like fill-ins this year, just like different scheduling things and whatnot. So we do work with other people. So I think there's like at least about 100 songs that are like solid in the repertoire. And then we just had like Mark Chichkin join our band for the bigger events called Chic Quattro. And he's got his own inventory that he's kind of brought in as well. So that amplifies it by a lot. Like songs that maybe we all kind of semi-knew, but he's like the vocalist on. And so I don't know, overall, it's probably at least 150 to 200 songs, like with the whole inventory. But the ones that we like that are on the like, hey, if you're filling in for us, here's what we know list, I think it's about 100 right now.
I got a question for each of you. What do you find the most individually challenging song to play?
Oh my. Okay.
Whoever wants to go first.
Yeah, for me, that's an easy answer, actually. So we cover Hysteria by Muse. And so on the bass, that's definitely the one that is the biggest workout for me, like during the evening. So yeah, luckily it's normally at the end of a set and I can go and like relax a little bit after. But yeah. How about you, Chris?
Yeah.
I think Take On Me by Aha. It's we don't do it as fast as recorded.
Yeah.
So in order to keep that tempo through the whole song at the recorded level it's very difficult. So kind of tone it down on the speed. Yeah, I would say that's a song that's
interesting.
Yeah.
So okay, if you guys do Duran, that can be like tough speed too.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure.
Like, okay, so I see what you mean. So you're like technically gifted. It's just more about like what the speed is, what the time is.
Well, just on that
on that
song.
one.
Yeah,
it's that challenging.
For me personally, I'd like to keep it as authentic as possible and as tempo wise as well. But sometimes I gotta pay attention next time I listen to it to the drums in that, because I never really have. Yeah.
Okay, so that's good to know. Now I know these two. I gotta request those throughout the night. Luke, what about you?
I don't do it anymore. Actually, it was "Beat It" by Michael Jackson.
Oh.
I almost blew up my voice a couple times. Like, I don't know, I want to say like 6 or 7 years ago, doing it live at a show, because it's one of those songs where, because we don't want to be switching guitars and going, drop tunings or anything like that we have to sing in standard. And I just don't have that note in my range anymore. Like over the years of becoming a lead singer, I used to be like a higher singer, and then I became kind of a lower range guy. I probably added like 5 or 6 notes to the bottom of my range, but I lost a note, like the high C is just gone from like my full voice. That's it, really. I don't know. There's nothing, like, some of the songs can be hard to play and sing at the same time as a 3-piece. Like I remember it took me a minute to get used to playing Prince, Kiss, and singing and playing guitar. And then there's a couple country tunes that we do, like some Luke Bryan tunes and whatnot, where there's just like 10 parts to cover and you're just one guitar player trying to put them all in there. So like sometimes that gets a little complicated. But really at this point in time, I mean, I have so many reps in. I mean, I've been on 3,500 stages in my life. So it's like, I don't even think about it anymore, if I'm being totally honest with you. Maybe some of the Latin tunes. Like I know we've dabbled in some Don Omar and some Louis Fonsi and whatnot. So maybe those ones, where I need the lyric sheet and whatnot, maybe that becomes a little bit more complicated vocally. But like, yeah, I don't really think there's any songs on our set list that I'm like, oh my God, this is so hard. For me, it was like a bigger issue in Wiggle, because we split the vocal range a lot, but a lot of those songs were at top range for me. Like, we did some Bruno Mars stuff and some of the Queen tunes. I remember we did like another one, Bites the Dust, and remember that song, like every time I saw it on the thing, which was every night, I was like, oh yeah, all right, here we go. Let's go, let's cue up. And then another tune by Usher, yeah. But like those aren't really songs that we're doing in Trio. So, I mean, because that's the advantage of kind of, this band was kind of like my baby, is that we choose a lot of the music ourselves. I don't have to like do somebody else's set list. So
nice. And it's always so cool to play with your friends, right? Like I think that's great. Like, 'cause that doesn't always get to happen, right? You just happen to meet other people sometimes that it's like, okay, like I met you kind of later in my life. I don't know if we're going to really hang out after this, but like we'll start a band together kind of thing. You've known these guys for so long. It's always great to play with your friends.
I like it a lot. It's funny because I kind of find that dynamic it builds itself in like almost every band I've ever been in, where you just become close. You know, it's the same with the other band, like with Wiggle. It's the same with these guys and some of the other outfits that I've been in. But I think for me, it's like I'm really picky with who I play with live, and it is really convenient that I ended up in a band with like my besties. Like,
Oh, that's great. That's awesome.
The chemistry's there too. We've known each other for many years, so it's one of the reasons why we don't like practice.
Yeah,
it's because the chemistry.
You're that good.
Well, no, it's not that. It's
Familiarity
and it's chemistry. That's what it's bears down to. So
chemistry and talent, which you guys have.
We've been playing collectively probably for a century.
Almost
If you add up all the years we've been playing, so yeah.
Yeah. No, that's great. I'm jealous. I should have practiced harder and formed a band with some of my friends. Never happened. But you know what I get to do now? I get to go out and see guys like you and other bands, so it's great. It worked out, basically. Before I let you guys go, what does the rest of 2026 hold for Trio de Janeiro? What do you got so far for us? Any upcoming shows?
So we're going to be doing a lot of things with the bigger outfits, like the bigger shows and whatnot. Like Trio is like the pocket version of Chic Quattro, which is kind of like the bigger band. But we have some really exciting bookings. We're doing the whole weekend at Taste of Tecumseh this year, the Friday and the Saturday, June 20th and 21st, I believe, Matt.
1920.
Is it? It's 1920. Sorry, yeah. The old memory box letting me down. Lakeshore Canada Day. We got actually an even larger version of our band with Jeremy Coulter is going to be joining us on that one, along with Mark Chichkin. So it's going to be Chic Quattro with special guest Jeremy. And I should know for Taste of Tecumseh, Mark's actually going to be in Chicago playing with Helix. So we have Jeremy with us on the Friday, and then we have my old running mate in Big Wiggle, JD, John Drew, joining us on the Saturday, just to kind of give people some different flavors. And then we are going to be hitting the States pretty hard. We just got our visa applications in, and Mark's got some huge connections over there, some yacht club stuff. We're going to be making a return to Casino Windsor, Caesars as well. So it's a really exciting year for us because we're kind of opening a lot of new doors for this particular outfit, and obviously the Chic Quattro outfit. But yeah, whenever it's a little bit bigger, we always bring the extra guys.
Nice. Well, I'm looking forward to that. Let us know too if you have any Amherstburg shows. People can follow you though on Instagram, and you guys have Facebook as well. Yeah,
Matt's in charge of all that. For like a guy that spends a lot of techie stuff, I don't do the social media thing very well. So we leave this guy. He's an expert. Does a lot of our graphics too.
Thanks. It's an honor to be taking care of all that stuff for the band. I should mention April 25th, we will be at Shooters.
So, nice. Okay, I'm going to mark that down. Right, yeah. April 25th, right here. Yeah.
This month.
And that's Trio. That's going to be
Trio. You
same.
Guys again. Yeah. No, I'm looking forward to that. Amherstburg, once again, April 25th at Shooters. You got to see these guys. Trio de Janeiro are phenomenal. Fellas, Chris, Matt, Luke, thank you guys so much. It has been a pleasure to have you in. Great to finally meet you all properly. And I'm excited to see what the future holds. Well, thank you so much for having us. It's been a pleasure. Absolutely, fellas. Thank you very much. Trio de Janeiro, everybody. Check out all of our interviews. They get uploaded to our website, ckbg.ca.